Hey, this is PJ with CLK Supplies, and welcome back to another episode of Key Machine Battle. Today we have our friends with us. Tanner, thanks for coming on.
Hello.
And we got Brian, thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Now, hey guys, what are the odds if I were to give you guys both some gloves and some masks, we could finally get that like an arm wrestling match or something going on? Is that possible?
It might get nasty.
Yeah, we're both living the COVID-free life right now, so we're doing good.
Okay, awesome. Now, today is what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting up the HPC Mini Speedex here. Now, this machine's been around for a long time. We sell a lot of them. It's a really big favorite to a lot of people out there. And we're going to be putting it up against the JMA Nomad. Now, this is a new key machine to the market, and in the last key machine battle, it did really good up against the CLK Flash. Now, what I've done is I've laid out a SC1 and a H75 next to each machine, and as what we'll do here in a moment, we'll go ahead and cut. They'll cut the keys on both machines, and then they'll switch and they'll rotate, and then they'll cut the H75 and the SC1, and then I'll come back on here and we'll talk about it, and we'll see which key machine is going to win. Guys, go ahead and let's get started.
Cool.
All right, we're back. We're done, guys. How was it?
Smooth. Nice.
Smooth, nice.
Yeah. Smooth. Nice.
Okay, now if you guys had to choose out of these two machines, the HPC Mini Speedex and the JMA Nomad, which machine would you choose to have to cut 100 SC1 keys on?
The Nomad. Nomad. For sure.
Both the Nomad?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just like the last go around.
Okay.
Nomad.
Okay, now as far as the two machines go, so if you guys aren't really familiar with the machines, the HPC Mini Speedex, it actually uses a drop-down gauge that you use to line up the tip stop, where the Nomad uses a little bar that sits right into the jaws. Now, guys, when with cutting the H75 key, you guys had to, on one machine, use the drop-down, and on the other machine, you guys used the little bar. Which is easier to use?
Flip is usually always, because you're so familiar with it.
Flip is easier. I mean,
okay.
Like me and my van, if this isn't put back in the exact same spot every time, you go around the corner, this goes to the floor.
Okay.
You're digging for this little guy. I wish there was a little different idea how to use this, but that's always nice. It stays with the machine. It's connected to the machine. I'm sure there's a simple way to actually attach this to this machine, but
okay.
That's because we've just always used the swing down shoulder stop on all our old machines. So this is super nice.
Okay, now, hey, a little quick tip. What do you have right on the spot here? If you lose that little bar, what's a good replacement for it? You have anything good for us?
Well, I can use an HPC pick. If I have to, I've used an HPC pick and use the actual handle because it's the same thickness.
Really? There we go, guys. Thickness. Hey, extra tip. If you lose your little bar, you can use an HPC pick.
Yeah, or you can use an H75 uncut, or you can use a cut one, just slide it in there the same way. So in the same way, you'll still get your same type of...
Okay, so...
Idaho bye.
So Tanner, so how many times have you actually had to use one of those?
I don't think... I think I had this the first time I used it, and from now on I've been just hand making my own, using whatever's laying around. Okay,
that's good. HPC pick or a... H75 slide right into that.
Anything that's flat.
Anything that's flat.
Yeah.
Okay, now with that being said though, on the two machines with the difference, if you guys had to cut 100 automotive H75 keys, maybe at a dealership or a call out or something, which machine then would you prefer to cut on?
I'd go the Powerhouse, the Nomad right here. I don't know what motor's in this thing, but sounds like it'll cut a steel key in half, no problem. I don't recommend cutting steel keys, but it sounds like you wouldn't know you were cutting a steel key if you were using this machine.
Okay.
That one seems to bog down a little bit. I have nothing against that machine. It's compact. It's a tiny, tiny little key machine.
Okay.
If you're, short in room in your van or in the trunk of your car, that's absolutely a machine to go with. It's just compact. But as far as the motor goes and everything else, I think they need to up the motor up a little bit on that, or change the wheels on it, change the belt. This thing just hammers through. This is the power hitter right here.
Okay.
In regards to the auto stuff, you got narrow jaws, you need wider jaws on all this newer stuff. After 04, pretty much. Remote-headed keys. So they're not going to fit in this as easy.
Yeah.
If you're doing more residential stuff like that, but you're going to need wider jaws right off the bat.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I know those, I've tested that against on the, we're talking about the HPC Mini Speedex, and the jaws are a little closer together than they are on the Nomad here. But I've tested with like the Chrysler remote head key. And they'll still fit. There's not quite as much room as a Nomad, but that's not going to fit. So, Brad, how about you? If you were having to cut 100 H75 keys with the tip stop?
Okay. So, feeling just like, I'm not sure how many keys you've cut on this thing since our last go around, but still feels nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
is what you guys are saying is, although it's kind of like an extra step, right? The first time I was, using it and putting, the tip stop in, kind of felt like it was an extra step. But is what you guys are saying, in your experience out working every day, putting a tip stop in is not that big of a deal. Or in Tanner's case, H75, right?
H75. Absolutely.
That's awesome, guys. Okay, so I mean, if we had to choose a winner between the two, if let's say that pricing is identical, let's say availability is identical, which machine are you guys choosing? I'm putting you on the spot. I don't know the answer here.
The Nomad. I'll be trading mine in tomorrow for the Nomad.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Perfect. Hey, even a sale out of the video. There we go.
No, I have the Flash, but I'm slowly falling in love with the Nomad over here. The Flash is a great machine. I have no issues with it at all. This one seems like it runs a little faster. I think it maybe has a little higher RPM.
Like the cutting speed?
Yeah, cutting speed. If you're cutting 100 keys at a dealership or whatever, you're trying to burn brass as fast as you can. And faster the motor, faster the RPMs, the better you're doing. Okay, so it's safe to say, guys, the Nomad won. The JMA Nomad. Sorry, Speedex. I like that machine. There's nothing wrong with that machine. Perfect starter machine too. Absolutely, yeah. And HPC's made a real quality machine that's been around for a long time, and it's definitely still a great machine. But I'm just asking you guys for your opinions on the winners, and it looks like the JMA Nomad is the winner. Ding ding. Well, perfect, guys. Brian, Tanner, thank you guys so much for coming back on. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be out and about. It's very nice. It's a pleasure to be here. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks again. Thank you. And we will see you guys next time.